Now that we have everything done, we can save it. We can do anything we want. We also need to show that on the front side, because if we go on a post, let's say this one, we'll get the content of that post, but we won't actually get our custom content here. Yeah, and this one actually should be there, because we have said that we want all posts and pages, right? Okay, and how to do that? Well, first let's see how we can add our custom content there. So we can have this, and let's say display custom content. No, it's not that, it's content, because we are hooking that up in a filter, which is the content, and then we are passing our function, and when we are when we are using the filters, then we need to return it the value back. Adding custom content to the bottom of a post or page. Okay, string, and we will return string, because let's say we now return nothing, and you go to this, you won't get anything. Why? Because this is the last part of the content that can be filtered out and then displayed, and if we return nothing, they will just keep on filtering nothing, and it will return, of course, nothing. If I add something, let's say ho-ho, it will display ho-ho. So what do we need to actually return is content, because then this will be here. But we can, before returning that, we can play a little with it. So first we need to retrieve all our custom content which have some settings here, right? So what do we do? If we are on a page, we need to set something. If we are on another one, we need to post, we need to set something else. But again, we will of course use the WP query as we did for post and pages. We will do that also for our custom content. So the post type is actually custom content. The post status will be only publish. We retrieve anything, and then how do we handle this? Well, we need to actually set a query, a complex meta query. So let's do just that. We could use something like this. Let's say all, right? If we say all, or no, the meta value will be all, but the meta key will be actually this post meta key. And then if I, let's say, just go here, nothing is returned. And then we can go here and just use again the codex as I said before, and then you can use the meta query. You see that there is some, so we can see the meta key is this, right? Our post type is custom content, which is fine, right? Post status is fine, post page is fine, this is fine, meta key is fine, and meta value is all. And if we go here, we see that the meta value is actually all, so this should return a post, but it actually returns nothing. And why is that? That might be due to some configurations with our post. So let's say that public variable is everything is really fine, but what if we say that this is not like that? Nothing. But what if we look at this a bit and we see a post, which is of course a null because it doesn't exist, but we need to use the posts. And here it is. And if I search for posts, we have one. As you see, there is a content which is our own, and we get one. But what if we want all of them? So we want one on all. If that is all, if it's a page or a post, we need to check that this is it, and then also if it's a value, right? So how to do that? Well, we'll just use it. We can't use this because this is only for single values. We need to add multiple values. So there is a thing called meta query, and we can use many of them like this. So here is an array which we will point to meta query, but we won't build it right inside. We will build it as a separate array. And the first thing is that the meta query, we want the relation to be OR. So we don't want all we don't want that custom content should meet all of those meta query values. It's fine if it's only all, if it's only page or anything like that. Great, so now we have that. The first query we will add will be a simple, let's remove the spaces here, we'll get all. And here we'll have an array, and if you see the key and value, right? And also compare. Since we will use always the compare equal, we don't need to add that. So the key will be this one, right? And then the value will be all. Then we'll add another meta query, and this will be get by ID, and then we can use post ID get the ID, and this will return the global one. Since we are on a single post, this will use that get by ID, and this is post ID. And then we also need get by type, right? Get by type. Let's do that. So get by type, and then we'll use the post type get post type, right? And this will also return the global one like that. Right, so posts or pages. Let's let's use the post or page because that's the actual type, so we will always be sure it's fine. And then we'll return all the posts like that. We also need to include that meta query, right? So we'll use the args and meta query and add the meta query. Great. So now we have done that. And then we can check if this works, if this still works. So we go to posts and still the size is 1 and this is it, right? So let's add another one. This will be a test content. First, let's place it on all posts and save it. Let's refresh this. So, as you can see, here it is. Look at that, look at that, and look at that. Right. Now we still got only one. Save it again. Whoop, something isn't working here. Quite right. It says still don't show, and actually we are not sure why, right? Yeah. So if you ever get a problem like that, we can always check what's wrong. And we can say word show. Posts. It's perfectly fine, but whoa, I didn't set it. I set it as in the selected one, but not as value actually. So set it as value. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Let's now all posts. Save. Refresh. And you can see now that we have two of the posts. The first one, I mean this is the last one since it's ordered by date from the newest to the oldest here, and here is our second one. And we know that this is set to show only a post, and as this is a post, it shows. What if I say all pages? That's all fine, yeah, and again it's like that. And what if I wanted to show on a specific one? So we have this post and it's a test post, right? So if I go here and find this test post, this is it, and update it, and then refresh it, fine, again the size is 2, so we have both of them. And that actually says to us that this is working, so we don't need this anymore. But what I also want to make sure of it, that this is if is singular post page. So what am I doing here? I am making this query only. This will only happen if you're on a post or on a page, and that is only on a single post or a single page, because if not, it will show on all custom post types, or actually post types, and also it will show on archive pages or anywhere else. And this is making sure that we are on a single page. And the last thing that's left to do is to display those.